Hello, my name is Cole Smith, and I'm doing the second current event summary for how transportation affects the global economy. So, to start out, we're going to talk about the trade and market access. Transportation makes international trade possible, so without transportation, you couldn't move stuff across from different continents. Efficient shipping, aviation, and logistic networks lower costs and allow goods to move quickly, so it makes that international movement more like go smoothly. Countries with strong transport infrastructure can export and import more easily, so they can boost their economy that way by shipping goods and receiving goods. Secondly, we're going to talk about the production and supply chains. Modern supply chains are global, meaning that um, all products aren't made in the country that you live in anymore. They outsource that labor to countries that are better suited to do it. So goods move globally now. Just it's just common. Like for example, a car assembled in one country may not be sold in that country, and it also may rely on parts that are from another country. So it's a working network, and disruptions ripple through the global supply chain, and we saw this most evidently during COVID. Uh, the one I remember the most was the chips in the PS5, so I couldn't get my PS5 for like 3 months or something like that. It was stupid. But third, we're going to talk about the economic growth and productivity. Um, Efficient transport lowers transportation costs, so you're gonna have to transport either way. Like it's no getting around it in this modern economy. So, um, pouring money into developing your transportation lowers the cost in the long term. And as you work on improving this transportation, um, it actually creates jobs for the people that live there. So, like if you're building a railroad track, the people that live in that town can get a job laying track, and then that creates economic growth in the short term with the jobs, and in the long term by improving your transportation as a whole. Fourth, we'll talk about the labor mobility and tourism. So, transportation allows mostly like businessmen is the one I can think of the most to travel to the like across to the states, or even travel globally to make deals in person. It makes it a lot easier instead of doing it online. So it helps spur economic growth and uh, international ties, making allies and stuff helps with that, and tourism as well. You can go anywhere you want, basically. There are a few places I wouldn't recommend, obviously, but you can pretty much go wherever you want. Now, excuse me. So if you've always wanted to visit a country like Japan or France, you can just go there, and that's thanks to the transportation system and how it's developed. So, fifth, we'll talk about inequality and development. Countries or regions with poor transportation networks often struggle because they can't efficiently access the global market, so they can't get that spurt, like that growth spurt of economic growth. They're just kind of stuck in that that like really bad loop of just not being able to sell their stuff, and their stuff isn't good because they're not good at doing it. So yeah. Helping with that transportation helps boost their economy by helping them access that global trade and getting help from people that actually have larger developments in the areas that they lack. So it's really recommended for any country that's struggling economically to get their transportation up. And then last we'll talk about energy and environmental costs. Transportation is now evolving into mostly, or I say mostly, it's trying to become electric just to reduce gas emissions and greenhouse gas emissions, just to help save the planet because we've already done enough damage. And that also helps create jobs in the short term as well, creating those. So I'm at 5 minutes. Thank you, and I hope you have a great day.